We would like to welcome Miss May. Maraming salamat. And also Ate Lizelle. And ito pong seminar na ito is all about savings and investment, no? So it's part of our financial literacy program para sa ating mga OFWs at sa kanilang mga pamilya. This will be a very interesting topic. Sabi nga ni Miss May kanina, punong-puno ang diskusyon natin, and alam ko na hindi kayo antokin kasi it's all about money and shing, 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 shing. All right, so to formally open our session, may I call in our OWA Welfare Officer, Maria Lourdes Reyes, for her welcome remarks and also for the introduction of our speaker. Well off.
Thank you, Sol. Thank you very much. Magandang gabi po sa ating lahat. On behalf of the head of the post and head of our office, the Philippine Overseas Labor Office, Labor Attaché Rachel Zosobrado Nagayo, I would like to welcome each and every one of you to our webinar tonight. Again, for the fourth time, we are welcoming our resource speaker. Our speaker tonight has a diverse industry experience in construction, engineering and design, health and financial. She had a great opportunity working with the project team on project financials and is working collaboratively with its accounting team. Before coming to Canada, she worked at the Philippine National Bank and was an accounting instructor at the De La Salle College of St. Benilde. She is a chartered professional accountant. She has a degree in Master's in Business Administration, major in Banking and Finance, and also she is a certified Yellow Belt Lean Sigma 6. She is a member of the board of a condominium corporation and a former president of the A Communicators Toastmasters Club. She volunteers to the Community Volunteer Income Tax Program of the Canada Revenue Agency and at the Internationally Educated Professional Program of the CPA. She has conducted POLO's payroll deduction seminar last year and also, last 2019 and twice last 2020. And again, we would like to welcome her back for the first seminar with her as our resource speaker. Please welcome Ms. May Lumiqued.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Malu.
Welcome, May.
So let me share my screen. Okay. Thank you sa mga participants ngayong gabi sa time na inalat nyo para makinig dito sa ating information session on savings and pension plan. So our objectives for tonight, 1, understand the savings and pension plan registered by the Government of Canada. Learn which savings plan and pension plans are available and right for you and your family. Learn how to avail of the government incentives and learn how to save for you and your family members' future. So I understand lahat tayo nagpapadala ng kita sa Pilipinas, but be sure, make it a point na a portion of your income goes to yourself, yung magtabi kayo para sa sarili mo for your future. Okay, specifically the topics that we're going to discuss are registered retirement savings plan, the registered education savings plan, tax-free savings account, and Canada pension plan. So RRSP, registered retirement savings plan, from the word itself, it is a plan, savings plan that you establish, and then you register with the CRA, and then you or your spouse or common law partner contributes. So there are two specific features of the RRSP. One, it is an income that you earn, or the income that you earn from your RRSP. Pagka nag-ipon kayo sa RRSP, are tax exempt, and as long as the funds remain in the plan. So you generally pay tax when you withdraw the funds from that account. And the second feature is that RRSP contributions can be used as a deduction from your income to reduce your income tax liability. Okay, so sino ang pwede mag-contribute sa RRSP? Any Canadian can contribute to yourself or to your spouse or common law partners, RRSP. Until when? Until the end of the year, when you or your spouse turns 71. So any amount, as long as it is within your deduction limit or contribution room, which we will discuss in the next few slides. So what is a spousal common law partner, RRSP? It is an RRSP that you establish to pay yourself income at maturity that you or your spouse or common law partner contributes to. So normally, ang ginagawa ng couples, yung higher income spouse, magko-contribute siya dun sa lower income spouse. Bakit? So that pag withdraw na yung RRSP, magbe-benefit kayo dun sa taxation. May savings kasi nasa lower income bracket yung withdraw. Okay. So may age limit ba ang magko-contribute ng RRSP? There is no minimum age limit as long as one is employed and one files tax returns. So as mentioned earlier, maximum age 71. So pagdating ng 71, anong gagawin sa RRSP? Is either withdraw lahat ng RRSP or you use your RRSP money to buy an annuity or to convert it or to convert the funds into RIF. Ano naman yung RIF? It is called Registered Retirement Income Fund from the word itself, income fund. So yung RRSP Savings Fund, this one is an income fund that you establish with the carrier and register with the CRA. So, yung galing sa RRSP, nililipat normally sa RIF kung ayaw pang i-withdraw ng mga nagsisave. So next one, we have the RRSP deduction limit. This one is a statement that we receive from CRA. So normally kasama itong statement na ito sa notice of assessment natin na na-receive. Pag naghuhulog tayo ng RRSP, merong pinadadala si CRA na RRSP deduction limit statement. So ganito yung itsura nun. So take note of the last 3 lines. Yung last line, available contribution room for 2020. That is the available contribution room for the current year. Magkano ba yung pwede mong ihulog for the year? And the other line is called RRSP deduction limit. Normally, pagka wala kayong unused RRSP contribution in the previous year, pareho yung amount ng deduction limit sa contribution rule. So, from the word itself, yan yung allowed na i-contribute nyo. Yun yung cap na pwede nyo i-contribute sa RRSP nyo for the current year. So, ano ba yung unused RRSP? Bakit may unused? The amount of your RRSP contributions that you could not deduct or have chosen not to deduct and that you did not designate as home buyer's plan or lifelong learning plan repayment for any year. So yung home buyers at lifelong, i-discuss natin sa next few slides. Tapos, bakit tatanungin niya, bakit we choose not to deduct? So maybe, ang ginagawa nating income tax for this year is for our income last year, right? So this year, for example, na-promote kayo. Alam nyo, napupunta na kayo sa next income bracket mas pataas. So yung RRSP nyo na binili this year, ayaw nyo nang i-deduct this year kasi mas beneficial yon kung i-deduct mo the following year. That is one of the reasons why you don't want to deduct your RRSP from your income tax, from your income this year. Or, for example, this year, bigla kayong pinamanahan ng pera. So, lalaki yung income nyo this year. So, you choose not to deduct your RRSP from this year's income tax return. Okay. So this amount will be carried forward the following year as a deduction up to your RRSP limit for the year. So how do we set up an RRSP? Kung may intention kayo mag-set up, you go to your favorite bank or you go to a credit union or you can go to an insurance company. So lahat ng mga financial institutions nagsiservice ng RRSP. Pagka kinausap niyo sila, i-guide nila kayo kung paano mag-set up ng RRSP. So the contribution period for last year, it should be from March 3, 2020 up to Monday. So Monday ang deadline ng pagbili ng RRSP, March 1, 2021. Para pwede nyo lang i-deduct from your income tax return for this year. Remember, yung income tax return nyo this year is for your income earned last year. Okay, so pag gumagawa ng income tax, huwag nyo include ang January 1 up to March 2, 2020. Why? Kasi na-consider na yan sa last year, yung income nyo the previous year. Okay, so pag nagbibigay kayo ng, pag magko-compute kayo ng income tax, huwag nyo na i-consider yung January 1 to March 2. Okay, so we claim deduction on income tax return for your RRSP contribution and for the contributions that you made to your spouse or your common law partner and any unused RRSP from previous year. So ito yung example ng T1 tax return. So sa line 31, makikita nyo yung RRSP deduction. Yan, dyan nyo ilalagay yung kung magkano yung kinontribute nyo. So, ito yung Schedule 7. Ito yung tatlo na diniscuss natin. Unused RRSP. Oops, sorry. So, pwede ba tayo magbigay ng beneficiary sa RRSP? Yes. You are allowed to designate one or more individuals in the event of death. So kung wala kayong designate, it will form part of your estate and will be divided accordingly. So sinabi ko kanina, pag nag-withdraw kayo sa RRSP, taxable yon. Kaya lang, there are two instances na pag nag-withdraw kayo from your RRSP, tax-free. These are your lifelong learning plan and your home buyer's plan. So ano ba yung mga yan? Lifelong learning plan, you are allowed to withdraw up to 20,000 for the purpose of education and retraining. So there is a maximum withdrawal of 10,000 per year in any year. Kaya lang ang requirement, the student or you must have received a written offer to enroll before March of the year after you withdraw your funds. Or kung kailan you gusto mag-withdraw ng funds. And must be repaid within 10 years. The next one is called the home buyer's plan. So ito yung favorite na marami. So this program allows us to withdraw funds up to 35,000. Previously, 25,000 lang yan. Ngayon, 35,000 na from your RSP to buy or build a qualifying home for yourself or for a related person with disability. So kung may asawa or may spouse or common law partner, meron din siyang 35,000. So pag kinambay niyo yan, 70,000 na, malaking pera to use as down payment for your next home. So again, this will be repaid in 15 years equal installments. So who are eligible for the home buyer's plan? First, you must be considered a first-time home buyer, must have a written agreement to buy or build a qualifying home for self and for a related person with a disability, must be a resident of Canada. Yan ang requirement. Resident of Canada when you withdraw the funds up to the time na binili nyo yung qualifying home or binuild if you want, if you prefer to build the house. So the qualifying home must be your principal residence, no other home other than this particular home that you're planning to buy. And if you have previously participated in home buyer's plan, syempre kailangan bayaran niyo muna before you can avail of another home buyer's plan. So bakit sinabi for first-time home buyer tapos bibili ka na naman? So ano ba yung mga first-time home buyer? So for a period of 4 years, you did not live in a home owned by yourself or your spouse or your common law partner. You are again considered as first-time home buyer. So for example, bumili kayo noong 2015, nag-avail kayo ng first-time home buyer's plan. And then for some reasons, binenta nyo yung bahay and then you move to an apartment after 4 years or let's say 2020, entitled na naman kayo to avail of the home buyer's plan. Of course, kailangan bayaran nyo muna yung RRSP before maka-avail ng another home buyer's plan. So what do we mean when we say qualifying home? It should be a housing unit which is located in Canada that hindi pwede sa Pilipinas, that entitles you to possess and give you an equity interest. Examples are single family homes, semi-detached homes, townhouses, mobile homes, condominium units, apartments in duplex, triplex, fourplex, or apartment buildings. Okay, so much for RRSP. We now move on to the RESP, Registered Education and Savings Plan. So yung may mga anak. Before we discuss on RESP, I would like to discuss first the rule on residency. So mention ko kanina, dapat resident. Ano ba yung residency? Hindi ito yung, for this particular government incentives or grants or savings plan, ito yung rules ng residency. So iba yan sa residency rules ninyo when it comes to your stay here in Canada. Anyway, so there is what we call the full-time residents. These are the individuals who live in Canada the entire year. So meron din tinatawag na deemed full-time residents. So if an individual sojourned in Canada for 182 days or over 182 days and no significant ties. So yung 182 days, kailan yan? July, nag-start yan. Meron din tayong tinatawag na factual residents, those who leave Canada but retains residential ties. So when an individual became and established full residential ties, they are called immigrants. When an individual leaves Canada and severe residential ties, ang tawag sa kanila is emigrants. Sino naman yung non-residents? Sila yung pumupunta rito sa Canada but no residential ties. So they usually come here to earn income. Ano ba yung mga significant residential ties to Canada? A home in Canada, a spouse or common law partner, or dependents in Canada are considered as significant residential ties. Relevant secondary ties are your personal property in Canada. Example, cars, furniture, social ties, membership in recreational or religious organization, economic ties, your bank accounts, your credit cards, and then Canadian driver's license, Canadian passport, health insurance with a Canadian province or territory. Okay, balik na tayo sa RESP. It is an investment account to help save for your child or your children's education. So this is how it works. So a subscriber or subscribers enter into a contract with a promoter and he names a beneficiary or beneficiaries and makes contribution, which earns income. And then the government will top up this savings in the form of grants, the Canada Educational Savings Grant and the Canada Learning Bond. And then eventually it will be paid in the form of educational assistance to the child who is also called the beneficiary or the beneficiaries. There is a maximum lifetime contribution per beneficiary worth $50,000. So who can open an RESP? Ang requirement dito, both subscribers and this beneficiary or beneficiaries must be Canadian residents. So you and your spouse or common law partner can be jointly called original subscribers under an RRSP. So there are different types of RRSP. The individual RRSP, which is the most common plan. Family RRSP. There are one or more beneficiaries related to the contributor. So related to the contributor or be formally adopted. That's why it's called family RRSP. And then the beneficiaries should be under 21 when they are added to the plan. And the last one is the group RRSP. There is one single child who is a beneficiary who does not have to be related to the subscriber. So since there are many people contributing to this plan, the beneficiary shares pool of earnings of investors with children of the same age. Dahil complicated itong third type of RRSP, there are more restrictions when it comes to rules of this type of plan. So what we call the educational assistance payment? This is the amount paid to the beneficiary, or in this case, the student, to help finance the post-secondary education. So it consists of your CSG, the Canada Learning Bond, the earnings on the money of the RSP. So i-discuss natin to in the next few slides. So EAP form part of the student's income. Instead na pupunta sa subscriber, magde-declare ng income is the student, which is beneficial. Why? Because the student usually is in the lowest bracket of income. So there is again a tax savings in this portion. So your RESP contribution will either go to the subscriber, you as subscriber, or the beneficiary. So pwede yung i-withdraw, pwede rin ibigay dun sa beneficiary. Yan yung contribution. So remember, yung contribution pagka binalik na sa inyo, do not include that one as part of your income or income of the beneficiary. Ang income lang na i-declare nila is yung educational assistance payment. So what are the benefits of an RESP? As mentioned earlier, tax savings. Second, you can avail of government grants, the CSG and the CLB. By the way, this is being administered by the ESDC, the Economic and Social Development of Canada. And EAPs are taxed on the student. So yan, na-discuss na natin. You can also choose an investment option best suited to you dun sa savings nyo. And friends and family can contribute to an individual plan. So this chart shows you the benefits that you can get out of the CSG, Canada Education Savings Grants. Okay. So paano ba yan? So there is a basic grant, which is 20% on the first $2,500 that you save for your child's RESP, a maximum of 500, which is available to all eligible children regardless of their family net income. So kahit magkano income nyo, 20% kagad, 500. Pag nag-contribute kayo ng 2,500. Plus, there is an additional grant. Pag yung income nyo less than 48,000, another 20% on the first $500. So a maximum of 100. So magkano na yan? 500 plus 100, 600. Pero pag ang income nyo is between or over 48,535 to 97,000, 10%, okay pa rin yun kasi $50 ang equivalent noon or 550 in total. So CESG is available until the calendar year in which the beneficiary turns 17. So may contribution limit din ang CESG. It is accrued every year from 2007 or the year that the child was born, whichever comes later, and until the child turns 17, in the year that the child turns 17. So, hindi mo mawawala yung contribution limit mo. If you miss contributing 2,500 for the year, pwede mo pang habulin sa next year. For example, last year, medyo kinapos, nag-deposit ka lang ng 1,000, let's say 1,200 for your child's RRSP, hindi mo nakuha yung maximum na CESG. The following year, pwede ka mag-contribute ng kung magkaning kulang. So, let's say next year, the following year, 3,800 ang i-contribute nyo. Makukuha nyo pa rin yung maximum CESG. So, hindi nawawala yan. Okay, so this is a recommendation. Check natin. So, pag nag-contribute kayo from year 1 to 12 to year 12, para makuha niyo yung CESG, mag-contribute kayo ng 2,500 sa basic. That means after 12 year, or sorry, so 2,500 per year, that means makakakuha kayo ng 500 grants maximum dun sa CESG. So after 12 years, ang contribution nyo is 30,000 and then yung CESG nyo is 6,000 sa basic. And also there is an additional, dun sa 2,500, covered na niya yung 500. So makukuha niyo yung 100 maximum na additional CESG. So on year 12, ang total na CESG nyo is 7,200. So that is a good plan in order to avail of the government grants. So ganun din pag yung income nyo, yung next bracket, the same. Pero it will take you about over 13 years in order to avail of the maximum CESG. So sa year 14, pwede nyo maximize yung CESG. So what is a Canada Learning Bond? So this is given to eligible child or children under 16 years old from low-income family. So sabi ni ESDC, magbabayad sila ng 500 on the first year na naging eligible yung bata, yung child. So they even pay $25 for you to open an RRSP account. Di ba maganda yun? So 525 para mag-open kayo ng RRSP, and then the government pays 100 every year for a maximum of 2,000 until the child turns 15. So sa Canada Learning Bond, hindi nyo kailangan mag-contribute. There is no personal contribution required. It is available until the calendar year in which the beneficiary turns 15. So yun yung mga makukuha ng benefits or grants from the government for saving RRSP for your child. So ito yung income threshold. Okay, the next one is tax-free savings account. So before we go to the tax-free savings account, um, uh, I'd like to let you know na yung interest earned on your regular savings account or investment account are taxed by the government. Kahit sa Philippines, taxable din yung earnings ninyo sa savings or any investment account. Pero dito, nire-report yan sa T5 slip. So binibigyan kayo ng institution, financial institution, ng T5 slip para isama nyo sa income. So the tax-free savings account, so walang tax yan, this program began in 2009. So who are eligible? If you are 18 and older, a resident of Canada, with a valid social insurance number to set money aside tax-free throughout your lifetime. So non-residents may still open a TFSA account, but will be taxed at 1% per month, while a non-resident. The CRA sets a contribution limit every year, but any unused contribution room carries forward to the next year. So lumalaki yan kung hindi nyo na-contribute, na-save yung maximum contribution room. By the way, makikita rin yung maximum yung contribution room nyo sa notice of assessment. Or if you open an account sa CRA, available yung mga information na yun. So any amount contributed as well as any income earned in the account, for example, investment income or capital gains, is tax-free even when withdrawn. So RESP versus TFSA versus RRSP. So when it comes to withdrawal, RESP and RRSP are both taxable. TFSA, yan lang ang hindi taxable. When it comes to earnings, RESP earnings can only be used for educational purposes. While at TFSA, you have spending flexibility. So kahit anong gawin nyo dun sa earnings ng TFSA, walang pakialam ang government. So RRSP, as I mentioned earlier, are deducted from income to eventually reduce your tax liability. Yung RESP and TFSA, hindi pwedeng i-deduct sa income. So RESP is ideal for young people, so yung mga students who are starting off in their education and their financial journey. TFSA are great for savings goals, since the money that you withdraw is not subject to tax. RRSP are great for retirement. Withdrawal is taxed when you will be at a lower bracket. So, ang tanong, yung iba kasi, bakit kailangan ko mag-save ng RRSP? Yung mga benefits na na-mention earlier. So, sa tax, may savings. Sa future, pagka i-withdraw nyo na, nandun na kayo sa lower income bracket. Why? Kasi by that time, retired na. Kaya yun lang ang naging income na i-charge ng government. So in short, nandun siya sa lowest income bracket. Okay, the last pension plan is that we will be talking about tonight is the Canada Pension Plan, or CPP. It is a monthly retirement pension taxable benefit that replaces part of your income when you retire. Pension. So in 2021, the rate of CPP is 5.45% of your pensionable earnings based on your salary. The annual maximum pensionable earnings in 2021 is 61,600. You and your employer contribute to your CPP for a total of 10.9%. So 5.45 sa'yo, 5.45 kay employer, 10.9. So assuming that you have a pensionable income of 50,000, you and your employer will each contribute 2,725 for a total of 5,450 contribution for yourself. There are factors affecting the contributions or CPP credits. Of course, how long you contributed to CPP and how much. Ano ba yung mga benefits, other benefits of CPP? So aside from the pension, there is also the post-retirement benefit. Ano ba yung post-retirement? Kasi yung CPP, pag nag-70 kayo, ma-avail nyo na yung full benefit. Ngayon, may sinatawag tayong post-retirement benefit or between ages 60 to 70. Pwede nyo nang i-avail yung CPP benefits, kaya lang hindi nyo makukuha yung full until you turn 70. There is also what we call the disability benefit. So anytime na na-disable kayo from work, or not only from work, sorry. Anytime na na-disable kayo, you can also get CPP benefits. And also in cases at the time of death. So last time may tinanong sa akin, meron yatang namatay na Filipino worker, the death benefit maximum is 2,500. The employer must stop CPP deductions when the employee turns 70 in the year, considered disabled, and dies in the year. So other terms that this is only for information, registered pension plan. These are funds contributed by an employer or by an employer and employees to provide pension to employees when they retire. These are contributions and investment earning. The contributions and investment earnings are tax exempt until the time the benefits commence to be paid. At that time, it will form part of your income. Pooled registered pension plan, ano ba yan? It is a retirement savings plan to which you or your employer both can contribute. So any income earned in PRPP is usually tax exempt as long as it remains in the plan. So pag withdraw, dun lang siya magiging tax and will form part of your income and will be taxed accordingly. So there are two types of employer pension plans. The defined benefit plan, it pays pension based on formula including your age, your years of service, and your earnings history. So normally, ang defined benefit plan, ang nagko-contribute lang dyan is your employer. The other one is defined contribution plan. It provides pension benefits based on contributions and investment earnings. So this time, this plan allows an employee to contribute. So yung mga registered accounts na na-mention natin, yung savings doon, pwede nyong i-invest, right? So, nililimit ni government kung anong klaseng investment ang pwede doon. These are the following investments that are allowed by the government: cash, mutual funds, segregated funds, exchange-traded funds, securities listed on a designated stock exchange. So, hindi lahat ng securities. Corporate bonds and government bonds. So, if you notice, these are from low risk to moderate risk investments. Siyempre para yung savings nyo hindi in extreme cases para hindi maliliit. Okay, we are now at the end of the topic. So these are my sources. Thank you so much for listening. And ito yung picture ng grupo last time we did our session.
Thank you, Miss May.
You're welcome.
Now we will go to Q&A. Kung may mga questions po tayo, para lang po maayos, either you can key in your question sa chat box natin, or you can raise your hand sa chat box, then there's an icon na hand. Kindly wait na matawag para hindi po tayo nagsasabay-sabay. So the floor is open for question. Ano, Miss May?
Yes.
May gusto po bang magtanong?
Yes, ma'am. Ako po, tanong ko lang sana yung CCP po, ma'am, is deductible from our salary?
Ano yung tanong mo? Kung deductible from salary?
Opo, yung sa sahod po ba namin kinukuha yung ikinu-contribute ng amo yung CPP po, ma'am?
So, as I mentioned earlier, sa sahod mo, i-deduct na ni employer yung 5.45% na dapat mong i-contribute. Pero yung other 5.45, manggagaling sa kanya, funds niya.
Oh, so
Okay.
share.
Oo.
Check ko yung
So, 10.9 ang total, pero yung 5.45 lang, yun lang yung i-contribute mo.
Oh, okay po, ma'am. Tignan ko yung earnings ko mamaya.
Yes.
Baka ko na lahat ang nagbabayad. Sayang din. 12 month yun.
Oo. Hindi pwedeng. Hindi pwedeng ikaw lahat. Di parang ikaw na rin ang bayad.
Thank you.
Opo. Thank you po.
Thank you, Miss Annalisa. May question po kayo?
Good evening po. Ma'am May, ang question ko lang po yung about sa RRSP. Since ano pa po ako under work permit pa po ako wala pa akong masyadong idea dito sa RRSP talaga, pero nag-try po ako for the meantime, nag-open ng TFSA. So kahit po ba work permit pa lang kami, good po na nag-start na rin po ba ng RRSP? Is it right? It's a good time na po mag-open na yan?
Definitely, yes.
So,
Teka, check ko lang.
ito po ba yung about sa retirement?
Oh, ang RRSP, hold on. So sinabi nito, any Canadian can contribute to an RRSP. So, nung nag-open ka ng RRSP, ang resident ka, di ba? Pero
Hindi pa po ako
Canadian.
nag-open ng RRSP.
Mag-open ka pala.
Hindi ko pa po talaga totally naiintindihan kung ano po ang magbe-benefit sa akin. Since I'm still work permit pa rin naman, kaya hindi ko pa po masyado naiintindihan kung ano pa ang magbe-benefit sa akin sa RRSP in the future.
Okay. So, kailan ka pa dito sa Canada?
Still completing pa rin po ako. Magko-complete pa po yung 24 months experience ko ngayong May po. So, mag-exam pa rin po
Kailan ka
ako.
dumating?
2017 po.
Oh, okay. So that means qualified ka na. You are already a resident of Canada. Kaya lang, hindi nga lang Canadian.
Opo.
Hindi pa citizen, right? Pero kung siyempre meron kang in the foreseeable future, gusto mo rin maging citizen, right?
Yeah, opo.
So definitely it will be beneficial for you. Kasi aside from meron ka ng savings for yourself, pagka naging citizen ka at gusto mong bumili ng bahay, ayan, meron ka agad RRSP na mawi-withdraw pang down payment mo. So bakit yan beneficial? Maloloan mo yung RRSP contribution. Pagka nag-file ka ng tax, malaki makukuha mong refund in the form of home buyer's plan. So aside from that, matutulungan ka ng government sa down payment mo without interest. So 35,000, pag binalik mo yan, walang interest. Hindi ka magbabayad.
Usually po mga magkano naman po pwedeng mag-start ng contribution?
Any amount.
Any
Pwede.
amount. Tapos, pwede po sa kung saan ako nagbabanking transaction.
Oo.
Okay.
Kausapin mo sila doon and then i-guide ka nila kung ano yung mga pipilapan mo form.
Paano ba po hindi ako maging PR?
Yun nga eh.
Positive.
May gusto ko lang i-add kasi
Thank you po.
I think merong confusion in between kasi ang dinidiscuss natin yung RRSP, CPP, it's all about Canada Revenue Agency. So pagdating dun sa pag sinasabi sino yung Canadian, it's not necessarily na Canadian citizen. Meron silang tinatawag na yung anong tawag dito, time ng iyong pagstay sa Canada. Pero pagdating kasi sa immigration, let's say, sinasabi ni Annalisa, hindi pa siya resident, naka-work permit pa siya.
Yeah.
So, ibig sabihin, sa standard ng immigration, magkaiba kasi yung immigration status at saka iba naman yung status ng pagdating sa Canada Revenue Agency. Medyo confusing yung dalawa eh. So, pag tinatanong ni Annalisa, paano pag hindi ako naging resident? Oo nga naman, nag-contribute ka sa pagtanda mo, no? So, usually, merong mga banks, talk to your, kunwari kung saan ka nagbabangko. Let's say, example lang, take TD. Kung kunwari, nag-PR ka na, or sometimes kung meron kang transactions, mag-inquire ka na. So ano yung mga requirements para makapag-open ako ng ganito? Kasi minsan, ino-offer yan sa iyo eh. Or minsan, may sinasabi ka, may parating kang anak, tapos nag-PR ka na. Kasi usually, mas nauuna kayo na nag-PR compared dun sa family niya sa Canada. So, I think yung information itself dito ay very basic lang. Pero kung gugustuhin ninyo na mas maintindihan ninyo as early as wala pa kayong PR, talk to your bank. Yun ang yun ang siguro sa inyo sa ngayon. Okay?
Many thanks po.
Thank you.
So ito, information session natin. So general, kung particular sa inyo, pwede kayo pumunta dun sa financial institution, ma-assist nila kayo at saka masasabi nila sa inyo kung ano yung mga choices niyo.
Any more questions? Meron pa rin po ba?
Ate, ano naman na to? Walang laman. Oh, wala, nakita mo lang. Oh, yeah.
Sorry. May question pa po ba?
Question
Wala
na
na.
ba?
Akala ko question.
May question?
Meron pa? Sige po.
Mary Ann. Itanong ko lang, yung sinasahod namin buwan-buwan, yung computation na sabi niyo ang rate is 5.45%, yung CCP from the gross.
What do you mean from
Kasi
the
kada linggo, every week po yung sweldo ko. So, may deduction siya ng CPP. 5.45 yung rate. So, kung ang gross ko is 600 every week, i-multiply yung 5.45.
So,
Tama po ba?
ang proper term doon is pensionable income. So,
Yeah, contribution
ano,
rate. Yeah, yes.
halimbawa, yung sweldo mo, binibigyan ka ni employer ng,
Every week is 600.
Let's say, kasama dun sa 600 na yon, meron kang benefit ng food. For example, food, kasama yung food, $50. Let's say lang. So, hindi siya part of your pensionable income.
Yes.
Ang pensionable income mo lang is 550. So, yun ang basis mo ng CPP.
So, you mean the board and lodging should be deducted before the computation of the rate
Yes.
po? Okay.
Mhm.
Opo.
Yeah.
Okay, intindihan ko na. Kasi nagtataka ako, nag-online calculator siya. Pag lumalabas, pag kinocompute ko po, iba. Yung iba. Yeah, so
right.
sabi ko, wala naman ako nakikitang bawas dahil wala naman siya sa akin sinabi. So, nagagulat lang ako bakit iba dun sa computation ko po.
Okay. So, pensionable earnings, kung ano lang yung magiging basis pag halimbawa ano sa pension, kakomputan ng pension, yun lang. So,
Should be
ilabas
deducted
mo,
pala po.
Ilabas mo yung hindi.
Yes. And then another
Hindi
question
relevant.
po.
Sure.
Ano po yung marirecommend nyo is financial institution pag kumuha ng RRSP or the bank? Ano yung mas maganda po?
Yung bank is considered a financial institution.
Yeah, pero meron pong ano pala, sorry, hindi yung term, yung parang aside from the bank as financial institution,
merong credit union, merong insurance company.
Yes,
so,
insurance company.
Yan, pare-parehas lang.
Okay.
So, kahit pumunta kayo sa bangko, kahit pumunta kayo sa credit union, parehas lang yung ibibigay sa inyo na RRSP. Tapos, yung sinabi ko kaninang investment, kasi limited lang yung investment. So, kahit pumunta kayo dun sa pinakamababait. Yun yung recommended ko.
Okay.
Huwag kayo pupunta sa masungit. Kasi mas lalo kayong hindi kayo may inspire na mag-save, di ba?
Yes, totoo naman po. And then yung maganda yung na-explain maigi.
Exactly.
And then may another question po ulit. Okay lang po ba?
Sure.
Yan. Kasi pag ino-open ko yung CRA ko, makikita ko sa kanya yung this is your 2020 RRSP deduction limit. And then this is your 2021 TFSA contribution room. So medyo lang po ako. Ano yung definition po nung deduction limit na ibig sabihin ganun lang yung pwede namin i-contribute for that year?
Oo, yun mismo.
Okay po.
Kasi yun yung contribution room.
Yes, apa.
Sa RSP, yun din lang din ang limit mo.
Yung kumbaga yun yung pwede namin i-contribute.
Contribute for the year.
Okay po. Since kung 2021, ito yung amount na i-contribute mo, gantong kalaki. Ibig sabihin, na kung 20,000 for that year, pwede mong hulugan.
Ah,
Okay po. Thank you. Thank you po.
you're welcome.
Thank you. Miss Lita, may question po kayo? Lita Kamba?
Nakamute siya.
Mute.
Nakamute.
Unmute na lang po, Miss Lita.
Okay. Hello?
Right, sige po.
Okay na? Hindi, tanong ko lang kasi yung sa RRSP, 'di ba meron din sa bangkong RRSP. Tapos yung sa trabaho, meron din kaming RRSP. So mga ilan ba dapat ang RRSP? Isa lang ba or any as much as you can?
Okay. Sa trabaho mo, meron siguro kayong financial institution na pinagdedepositohan ng RRSP, which is okay. So, wala ang limit kahit ilan ang RRSP na i-open nyo. Kahit mag-open kayo sa 10 bangko, no problem.
Okay. Inaano ko lang,
As
meron
long
ako
as
sa bangko.
mamamonitor nyo.
Okay.
Sorry?
Meron ako sa bangko tapos yung company namin, meron kaming contribution na RRSP rin.
Mm. So, malamang merong ibang financial institution yun. For example, siguro Sun Life or Manulife. Yan. Yes, that is normal.
Okay, thanks. Thank you.
May question pa po ba?
Wala na. Yun lang. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Lita. Miss Annalisa, may question pa po ba kayo or ito pa po yung...
Meron pa po.
sige po.
Kay Miss May, ano po ang para po sa inyo, anong advisable na magandang mag-invest po while we're trying to earn extra po sa mga nabanggit po? Ano pong the best na pwedeng nakakapag-invest po and savings at the same time?
So, itong mga diniscuss ko, iba-ibang purposes nila. Kung gusto mong mag-save for your retirement, RRSP. Ngayon, kung may anak ka ba?
Meron po isa.
Ayun, RRSP. So, kung gusto mo save, tapos withdraw, yun ang yung ginagawa, TFSA.
TFSA.
Walang tax yun.
Okay. At pag gusto ko po yung may investment din po.
Investment?
Yung nag-earnings din po kahit paano yung nagkakaroon siya ng interest rate.
Lahat yan.
Lahat po naman.
Nag-earn ng interest. Kaya kahit ano dun sa mga diniscuss ko kanina, lahat yan nag-earn.
Okay po. Many thanks po.
You're welcome.
Miss Marites, may question po kayo?
Yes po, ma'am. Hopefully this is still within our topic. Kasi po yung pinsan ko po, tanong ko lang po about sa pag-claim ng EI if she is entitled. Kasi po, nirelease na siya ng amo niya. Ngayon, under interim po siya nag-apply. So, can she apply po for EI po? Kasi yung amo nang nag-release sa kanya.
Actually, ang EI is our topic next week. Pero
sige
hindi ko alam ang condition or kung ano yung nag-contribute ba yung pinsan mo sa EI.
Opo. Kaltas yung
Gano'ng katagal?
Since nagsahod po siya.
What I mean is, may 1 year na ba?
Opo, 2 years na po. More than 2 years na po.
Okay. So generally, entitled siya sa EI.
Thank
you. So yung
you.
topic ko next week is about EI.
Sige
so it's
po.
better if you can attend.
Yes po. Siguro anuhin ko siya na mag-ano din po dito
exactly,
next time. Thank you
Marites,
po.
I would suggest kung matatawagan niyo yung Service Canada or may pinakamalapit na Service Canada office,
Okay po.
Pwede siyang mag-ano, kasi nakikita yung records
Tanong.
niya.
Oo.
Oo.
Oo, sige po.
Okay?
Thank you
At
po.
saka,
Sa
as of this time, during the pandemic, merong mga ibang, I think, na po pwedeng ma-avail kung hindi siya makukwalify to EI, just in
Oh,
case.
sige. Okay
Okay?
po. Thank you,
Yeah,
ma'am.
Service Canada.
Okay po. Thank you po.
Okay. Miss, kilala ko to, Miss Fe. May question. Miss Fe, or namali lang ng pindot?
Miss Gemma po.
Mali lang na.
Namali lang si Miss Fe. Alright. Sige, sige. Miss Lita. Naka-raise po yung hand ni Miss
Nakamute.
Lita. Naka-mute po kayo, ma'am. Audio po. Yes.
Hello?
Yes po.
Ay, naalala ko lang, paano pag yung anak mo is 17 years old na, pwede pa rin pa ba siya mag-ano ng RESP?
Pwede hanggang sa 21, kaya lang hindi na niya ma-avail yung government grants. Kasi
Yeah.
maximum noon is 17. Pero pwede.
Pwede pa rin. Kasi nag-ano ako dun sa yung nagtatak sa akin, sabi niya alanganin na raw yung edad.
Yun lang kasi ang sinabi niya ay ang ano doon, yung kaya ka nag-save for RRSP is para makakuha ka ng government grants. Yun siguro ang ibig sabihin nung nakausap mo dun sa financial institution.
Kaya tinatanong ko kung pwede pa ba siyang mag-RESP
Pwede pa
kahit
yun,
70.
until 21. Under
Okay.
21.
Okay. Thank you.
Alright.
Thank you, Miss Lita. Miss Gemma, may question po kayo?
Ay, regarding po sa mga benefits, hindi muna ako nakakasunod sa topic natin ngayon dahil baguhan lang din naman po ako. So, tanong ko po ma'am, 6 months ako nag-work and then nag-transfer po ako sa other employer. So wala po, within the year po ako nag-antay ng next na paper. So hindi ako nag-file ng tax return ng 2019. So ngayon lang 2020 ako nakabayad ulit. So gusto ko sana ding mag-claim ng kahit na anong benefit na po pwede ako, pero parang hindi ko na-open yung CRA account ko, and sa Quebec Quebec Revenue naman yung account ko doon. Wala din ako makita na pwedeng applyan aside from in-applyan ko dati na IPREW last year, 2021. Meron po bang epekto yon yung 2019 na hindi ako nakapag-file? Nakapag-file ako ng 2018.
So medyo hindi rin ako nakapalo sa tanong mo.
Okay. Wala po kasi, unemployed po ako ng 2019.
Okay. So ang question mo is
kung yun ba yung dahilan na hindi ko ma-open yung CRA account ko, or is any other reason?
no, ang CRA account is different. Independent yan. Kaya kahapon may nagtanong sa akin bakit meron na raw siyang direct deposit, kailangan para ba niya mag-open ng CRA account. So iba yung bank account, iba yung
CRA account, yeah.
CRA account. Yung CRA account para lang
Sa tax.
may direct na communication sa iyo si CCRA.
Okay po, opo.
So
Ngayon,
walang
pag mag-login po
kinalaman
ako
yung
with yung peer na bank, nakaka-login naman. Pero pag tinype ko na yung SIN number ko, nag-e-error na siya.
I suggest you call yung IT help desk ng CRA. So walang kinalaman yung kung nag-file ka or not.
May,
Doon
may,
sa CRA account.
Jepa, may changes ba sa SIN mo?
Wala naman po. Pareho lang din nung
So, hindi siya nag-expire?
nag-expire po, pero nag-renew na po ako.
Oh,
So ibig
Okay.
sabihin kailangang i-update?
I don't know. Kasi
basta parehong number.
yeah, as long
Parehong
as
number naman po.
Okay. Yeah. Kasi pag nag-expire ang ngayon, pag nag-expire ang work permit, automatic expired ang SIN.
Okay po.
So,
Nag-renew na po ako lahat.
Tumawag ka sa CRA, tiyagaan mo lang. Medyo
Okay.
maaga, as early as 8 o'clock.
Oh,
Marami rin
okay po.
kasing baka ina-update lang yung files mo.
Okay, thank you po.
Okay. Thank you, Gemma. May question pa po ba? We can accommodate another 2 siguro, kung meron pa. I guess wala na po. Alright, okay. So, before we go, Miss May, any message po sa ating mga participants regarding our topic?
Okay, so like what I said nung nag-start, so okay tayo na magpadala ng pera sa mga family natin sa Philippines, but make sure na a portion of your income goes to yourself here dito sa Canada. Why? Kasi sila dun sa Pilipinas, marami kayong kamag-anak doon. Pwede silang mangutang kahit kanino. Dito ba sa Canada, makakautang kayo agad in case you need money. So that is the reason that you have to save for yourself and for your future. Also, kung may balak kayong kuhanin yung mga family ninyo from Philippines, that is the more reason that you have to save for you, for yourself and your family. So, meron ngang kasabihan, pagka binigyan mo ng fish yung tao, you give him his food for the day. But if you teach that person how to fish, you will give that person means of his living for the rest of his life. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss May. On point sa lahat ng mga sinabi mo. Maraming salamat po. Okay, so ito pong session natin, merong certificate po. So please or kindly send us your email, your complete name and address po sa email address na ito, polotoronto.trainings@gmail.com. Pakibigay lang po ng complete name and also yung inyong mailing address para maipadala po namin sa inyo. Maraming salamat. Konting announcement lang po before we go. Next week po, Saturday, March 6, ito po yung part 2 ng ating Career Path Series with Miss Jane Mendita. So kung naka-attend po tayo last Saturday, inaanyayahan po namin ulit kayo na dumalo sa ating session. For those na hindi po naka-attend, you are very much welcome na samahan po kami next Saturday. And then the following day, March 7, ito po yung sinasabi ni Ms. May, ito po yung tax preparation and payroll deduction seminar natin. March 7, that's Sunday, 6 p.m. din po. Lahat po ng announcement natin, pinopost natin sa ating website, polotoronto.dole.gov.ph. Nakapost din po ito sa ating FB page, Facebook/Polo Toronto. And we will be also sending you email announcements din po regarding po sa nasabi ko na seminars or webinars with the link din po. Alright, so maraming salamat po for tonight. This ends our session. So on behalf of Labat Rachel Sosobrado Nagayo, Welfare Officer Maria Lourdes Reyes, and sa lahat po ng mga kasamahan ko dito sa Polo Toronto, maraming salamat po kay Miss May sa kanyang expertise at sa kanyang oras. Maraming salamat, Miss May. And also Ate Lisel. Miss Lisel, thank you for helping us with our attendees. Tsaka po dun sa discussion natin ngayon. Maraming salamat. And also sa ating mga participants for tonight. Maraming salamat po. We'll see you again next week. You have a good night and take care. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks din po.
Thank you.
Thanks, Miss May. Hi, Miss
Thank
Mel.
you. Thank you po.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
night.
you, Miss May. Thank you, Mrs. Sel. Thank you, everyone. Bye. Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Bye.
Thank you. Have a good night.